Hey everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here, giving you guys an update for Pick 3 Illinois. I want you guys to pay attention to a couple of hits that happen with false trips, and I want to share with you some things that you may want to pay attention on how those things may be leading up and what to look for. So hopefully you'll have a better strategy when you think they're about to hit. You'll have some kind of patterns to fall back on. We're going to go back a few days to July 25th. Okay. You notice here the hit was 027 midday, and I'm using the 317 rundown. Now, feel free to play around with other rundowns depending on what state you're in to see if you see similar patterns. Okay. So, for the first example here, if you're not sure how to put a rundown together, they're very simple. You're going to add each of these numbers down the columns, all right? So we'll count the first column. You're going to add 3 all the way down. So 3 plus 0 is 3, all right? 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. Now when you get to your two-digit numbers, only use your ones plus your 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Just use your 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. And 7 plus 3 is 10. Use your 0. Okay? So then you would add 1 all the way down the second column, 7 all the way down the third column. All right? So we have your 027 here going straight across. You're going to end with your 027. That's how you know you completed your rundown properly. Now, the goal is sometimes we're trying to figure out when triples or false triples are coming. Now, triples are numbers like 333, 444, 999. But sometimes you'll have what we call false triples. Okay, that's when we're going to have mirror numbers like this 449. That 9 and 4, you see there's a difference there in the pattern change right there. That's a mirror number. 9 and 4 are actually the same number, they're just opposite of each other. So make sure you guys know what your mirror numbers are. So when you see things like this, you can kind of make sure you don't miss it. Okay, so we're going to talk about mirrors. I want to go ahead and put that down. So when we talk about mirror numbers, we're saying a 0 could be a 5, or a 5 could be a 0. A 1 could be a 6, 6 could be a 1. 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2. 3 could be an 8, 8 could be a 3. 4 can be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. Okay? Those are your mirror numbers. So sometimes, even though sometimes we're looking for straight triples, sometimes false trips will appear. Okay? So I notice here, I want to give you a couple things. I notice here you had a 449994. Okay? You have this running slanted. Sometimes you'll see them. And then it appeared again, but it appeared across 994449. So pay attention. You see how this came up on July 25th midday, and this same false trip came up July 27th. Okay, whenever you see these coming up, this may be flagging you guys. Say, hey, there could be a false trip coming in my state. Okay, and if you see them, you may want to play those numbers. So the numbers that you may want to pay attention to according to these charts, you got your 449, right? And a 994. Now you won't see these slanted false trips on every rundown. You won't see that, okay? Just like you won't see them going across every rundown. So these are very special when you see them, okay? And also you have your 994, 449, which are literally the same numbers, right? They're the same numbers. Now guess what actually hit? 949. That hit July 29th, okay? 949. So I'm looking for the 2 nines. Okay. Right here and right here. Okay. So pay attention. What I'm trying to tell you is sometimes things are traveling. And if they repeat at least twice, you may want to pay attention to them. Now, here's the cool part. The thing would be, well, how long do we want to hold on to those numbers? We don't want to waste a whole lot of money, Miss Florida, playing that stuff every day. True. I want you guys to I want you to pay attention to the date. I know normally we use date sums, right? What's a date sum? In case anyone is new. The date sum would be like, let's take July 29th. July 29th, in order to get that date sum, we would have to add the month, which is July, the 7th month, and the day 29. Okay? When we add those together, we get the number 36. Well, the number 6 would be the date sum number, right? We have to be careful because some states may not utilize a date sum number at all, okay? But they may utilize the actual day number. Well, the day number, if you look at here, the day number, using just the ones place again, is 9. The day number is 9. Well, aren't these 949? Isn't that the day number? So sometimes we may have to pay attention to a day number as opposed to just a date sum number. I thought it was a little too good to be true until I spotted this. So let's go ahead to the next example. Let's go to July 26th midday. There was a hit of 665. Okay. Now, pay attention. This is what I call a wing out. Okay. Your triples are going to come in 3 ways: diagonal, okay, which is slanted straight across, okay. Actually 3 ways. They'll also come, and I forgot to mark this, V shape. They'll come V shape. Now watch this. This is why this is so important. Okay. So we have here 727, 272. We have a 272 on our wing outs. Okay. And that's where the number just goes up or down from each other. It won't go quite straight and it's not diagonal. It kind of like wings out to itself. Okay. And then we have the diagonal. So you have this 272, 227, 227. Now you got this appearing how many times? That's 3 times. So guess what? You may want to pay attention to that. Okay. Especially if your state runs on false trips, right? Well, if you did, it actually hit July 27th, 772 evening game. Why is that important? What's that day number again? It hit July 27. Our day number is 7. And it actually led with 7s. Okay. You notice the 994, it led, the majority of the numbers were what? 9 and 9. It led with the 9. Here it hit 772. It led with the 7. Use the day number. So what I'm trying to tell you is pay close attention. All right. So not only do you see the patterns, but make sure that you're paying attention to how many times these things are coming up. They could be telling you, look at me, pay attention. And sometimes they may vary. Sometimes they may like to use a date sum numbers for triples or false triples. But right here for Illinois, they use the day number. So that's something to keep in mind. Will they always just use day numbers? You'll have to find out. You'll have to keep tracking. Well, anyways, I hope this is easy for you guys to start tracking when you think triples or false triples could be coming, and also maybe even the day you may want to play them. All right. Well, I hope that helps. Any questions, leave me comments, and I'll see you guys on the next video.